Hey everyone! This is my attempt at recreating Tiana's place from Princess and the Frog. This restaurant is replacing the Blue Velvet Nightclub, which I had taken a couple of my Sims to a few times on dates, and I just found it to be useless. And so I was waiting to get the Dine Out gameplay to have Tiana and Naveen purchase the lot and build Tiana's place on it. And so I took apart a lot of what was there initially, and then I worked with some pictures that I found online to try and make Tiana's place look very similar to what they had in the movie. If you're familiar with Princess and the Frog, the movie, Tiana's father was the one who initially had the dream for this restaurant. His plan was to purchase a rundown sugar mill. At the time that Tiana is able to attempt to purchase the mill, it has been empty for over 20 years. But her father's dream was to open the restaurant and serve homemade gumbo with Tiana. And he passed away before he was able to realize his dream, but Tiana, it was really important to her to make that happen for him in the movie, not to spoil it for anyone. And so I kind of tried to it looked like a 2-story building, and a lot of the pictures were difficult because movie magic. It looks different on the outside than it does on the inside. And so, there was a skylight kind of running down the middle of the restaurant, which you can see in pictures toward in the end when she's inside. Couldn't really make that jive with the exterior, and which is fine. And so I think that I don't show it here, but I think I went back in a couple days later and put a garden on the top and the back section. But I did try to do a skylight, and that took me a while to figure out. There was kind of this second story, which I'm working on right here, like a patio. There are not tables on it in the picture, but I decided that I thought that would be kind of cute, like a place where people could have brunch, or like a little wedding after dinner party kind of thing. And not use the main hall. So I kind of tried to separate it into sections where there was the downstairs is the main restaurant, and there's an outside area. And then there's an upstairs with a bar and the bathrooms, which is where they were in the nightclub. And also that outside breakfast area that I had just talked about. And then also a dance floor kind of towards the front. Just because the way that I kind of separated out the building and tried to make the skylight happen, it kind of left this odd section in the front. And so that is what I decided to do with it. I also spent a lot of time trying to put this covered and uncovered awning, with the wisteria, because I thought it was really pretty. And for some reason, I don't know if I have if it was a glitch because of Dine Out or if it's what was going on, but sometimes when I would come back and open up the file, the wisteria would have been moved. And so there's a lot of times when that's different. I also somehow lost a whole segment that I filmed. So I think that you don't see me putting together the roof, but there was lots of resizing and trying different pieces. I don't have any mods currently. So I was just kind of resizing and going with what I could get without any special tools that some other simmers use. I was also trying to do little lights all around the building, and so I was really just doing the I think pressing number 9 and move objects on to get the lights all around the top. And unfortunately, at night, they don't light up. They don't look right. So I think I ended up later, after I've just done filming, I went and removed them all, and was very sad because I really wanted that to work. But yeah, so this is where I was trying to kind of do like an interior part of the restaurant. They don't ever show like where people enter in the front in the movie when it's finished. So I was kind of just making like a nice little area for people to sit. And then I kind of was thinking that there would be a bar over to the side, just because when I was in New Orleans a long time ago, a lot of the restaurants we went into would have like a bar where you could like get a drink while you were waiting for your table. But I could never like fit it and make it look right. So you'll see that in a bit. But then I came up with another idea. I was also really excited to use this like jazz themed artwork that I keep coming across. So I kind of wanted to make a space for that. And I was really thinking of like the 20s with like that opulent like gold and black and the Art Deco. So I was trying to do that, and then with like the chandeliers as well. It also took me a long time to figure out how to like set up the kitchen. And I wasn't sure when I was going to discuss this in the video, but I still cannot get the restaurant to work as I'm running the restaurant. So like it doesn't matter. I've watched a ton of tutorials on how to set up the kitchen, how to make sure that like it's not too far away or whatever. And ultimately, I think that the game is broken, or the version that I have is broken. I don't know. And it's fine, because ultimately I really like building the stuff and less with like playing. And I really just wanted it to kind of like look like Tiana's place. And I don't know if it's Tiana's place or Tiana's palace. But that's neither here nor there. I haven't gotten it to work yet as the owner. I've gotten really good at hiring a band and making the customers like stay at a 3-star, but I haven't ever gotten food out to their tables. So yeah, it's fine. It is what it is. So I had a lot of fun like setting up the kitchen and setting up 2 stations for chefs, and like a little kind of, I don't know if I've decided if that's like a refrigerator area or like just a storage room off to the side. And just trying to make sure like how I would set up a kitchen if I were running a restaurant, which I never have done, and I've never worked in a restaurant. But yeah, and then I was thinking that, you know, in the beginning of the movie, she's working at like a restaurant, like a short order breakfast place, and it has in the game those windows, like where I think his name is Buford, passes the breakfast through the window to Tiana. I was going to put that in, but then I was like, well, no, her restaurant's going to be way fancier. I also wanted really badly for there to be like a bar downstairs. And I guess I was thinking, I live in Utah. For a while, I think it's gone away. We had this Zion curtain where like you couldn't put bars in view of like where children might be eating. I'm not going to explain any more of that. But it's, so I kind of had the idea of like having the bar like kind of in the back of the restaurant. And then when I think I played through it one day and like people kept going back there and I didn't want them to go back there. And so I was thinking of it being more like a place where the entertainers could like hang out and where the waiters could come back and get the drinks. That is not how the game works. That is also not the purpose of the bar. So I moved it upstairs. But I had a lot of fun. Like this area really turned out the way I wanted it to. Kind of this was the main section of the restaurant that I wanted, with the skylight and where you kind of see Tiana dancing in the end of the movie with all of her friends eating at her restaurant. And and then I like in the video, in the movie and in the pictures, like there's obviously more people that can be seated, and there's also upstairs seating, but I did not do that. And then, yeah, just tried to put around some nice artwork because one of the tutorials I watched said that like if you have like upscale, nice artwork that makes the customers happy. Ultimately did not matter, which is fine. Also, I just wanted there to be lighting, even though there is like no ceiling right there, because it's supposed to be like the second floor is empty so that you can see up to the skylight. I think I still tried to put like lighting. I may have given up on it though and just been like, that's fine. It's not real anyway. And then I was doing kind of the outside patio to have some tables out there. I do think that those tables are too far from the kitchen in the tutorial I was watching, but I don't think anyone ever sat out there either, so it doesn't matter. I also figured out how to use the, like, I think they're called spandrels, and I thought they looked really neat. They looked very New Orleans. And then this is me, again, redoing the wisteria, like, overhang kind of area, because I don't know why, but I'm kind of obsessed with the wisteria stuff. Still haven't gotten it to look exactly how I want it to, but it's good enough. And then whenever I want to build like one of those, I think they're called pergolas, I forget about that, like, I can't even remember what it's called, but I think it's like in roofing or something. I always forget where to find it. Or no, that's the one that I'm using is in the roofing section, and it's actually part of the build section. I can't remember. But it worked. It looked the way I wanted it to, I think. So it was fine. And then I did do just like, the black and trying to make it look ironwork, because that just reminds me of Louisiana, New Orleans. And then I just did a lot of like outdoor planters just to kind of separate from the sidewalk. And I don't even know if that's necessarily New Orleans. I think it's kind of more like Boston and New York, where they kind of like use the sidewalk area to expand their eating space and just kind of put some plants and some kind of, I don't know, just woodwork or whatever. They just put out things that kind of separate you from the street. And so I just thought that looked kind of neat. And then I was like, oh, I can probably fit in more tables here. And I was happy with that, because I was kind of annoyed that I wasn't getting in all of the tables that they had photoed in or pictured in the movie, even though that was silly. And then I did set up like a little breakfast bar in the front. And that's something I also noticed in Louisiana was like restaurants would have like multiple purposes, where you could like, there would be a to-go counter and there would be a coffee counter, or you could wait for like the whole breakfast situation. And then I, for some reason, decided to make like really fancy bathrooms. So there's like a sitting room and then 2 toilets for each. And I just thought that the restaurant, like Tiana's Place, especially with the bathrooms being upstairs, were going to be like super fancy. And I don't know that I actually do this in the video, but later I think I put a staircase to go up to the roof, because you see Tiana and Naveen dancing on the roof in the end of the movie, and so I just wanted that to be like something that they could actually do, even though I'm like, again, I don't know that I'm going to go back to the restaurant until like there's some kind of big fix, because it doesn't work. And so it's just annoying to play it and have it not work. So yeah, I'm glad that I did not pay full price for that expansion, because it was not worth it. Oh well. So yeah. And I was really excited to do like the kind of expansive mirror, I guess. I don't know what to call that. It just reminds me of like those fancy like bathrooms that you're in, where it's like this wall of mirror and like a little couch. I think in real life, a couch in a bathroom grosses me out, but in Sims, like where it's like not really dirty. And I think the same with like clutter on the floor. I think it's less weird for it to be in Sims. It would bother me in real life. Not that any of that matters. So then I think I was thinking of having like an office upstairs, but then I was like, you know what? I should put the bar up here. And it ended up being like, it's kind of a tight space, but it ended up working really well. So it's like a cute little bar. Again, was not ever able to like even make any of the restaurant work. So I don't think I ever even like hired a bartender. So it doesn't matter, but I thought it was really cute. And then, yeah, this is where I put like a DJ and a little dance floor, and have yet to use it because I think that would actually like that function would work regardless of if the restaurant's working. So I guess it's not completely useless. And then, so I was going to do like an employee bathroom down there. Not again, I don't know why I think up these things, and then I'm like, well, the Sims are going to go where they're going to go. Like, you can't stop them from, like, I pulled down the TV that's in that back area, too, because the people who understandably were waiting for, like, 8 hours to get fed went and would watch TV. And I was like, go sit at your table. So I turned this into, like, an office with a bed because my first time playing through, it was like my Tiana, the sim, kept getting tired because nothing was ever working. And yeah, so anyway, I made like a little office with a bed so that like Tiana or Naveen, whoever's there running it, can take a nap. The first waitress I hired kept taking a nap. I don't know if that was like because she was supposed to be a bad waitress or if it was like, well, what else is she going to do? Because the cook was never, like, the cook just kept making food over and over and over again, but, like, no plates were ever actually happening. So, I don't know what that's about. But, yeah. So, and this was me, like, well, I have the bar upstairs. Why do I need the bar downstairs? So, I took it out and took out the TV and just, like, kind of put, like, a little, like, staging place, I guess, for, like, the entertainment people to like hang out and to put out food for them. And then this was where I put out the little like patio for like a wedding reception or like a event, I guess, a private event. And I like kind of moved the tables around a bunch because yeah, I think that was kind of what I ended up with. And yeah. Oh, and then, of course, had to have, like, a cute little water fountain on both of the outside terraces. And I live somewhere where the winters are cold. And, well, I also have seasons in the game. So, of course, there had to be, like, little heaters for the outside. And then for the back of the building, I just figured that it needed, like, a cute little, like, area to walk by and somewhere for, like, I feel like people who work in food service and maybe, I mean, just friends that I've had, like smoke. So there has to be somewhere for them to go out and smoke, even though Sims don't smoke because smoking is bad and you shouldn't do it. But, and then, yeah, so this is the interior. I thought I was trying to do ceiling tiles. I was able to make it work most of the time. I wasn't able to get it to work all the time. But I think it turned out really cute. I think it looks a lot like what it did in the movie. There's an area where the ceiling tiles wouldn't work, but you can kind of see the skylight. And the bar was really cute. I was really happy with it. I don't know why I was so excited to be able to point out where the women's and men's bathroom was. And yeah, I think it came together really well. I just wish it actually worked. But what can you do? It's The Sims. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe so I can keep making content. And I will see you guys next week.